Monday, my Monday monsters. What a weekend, huh? I still haven't got all the sand out of my butterfly net. So the Dems passed a bill last night, and just like what Joe passes after his morning mush, it's far from solid and it stinks. And it should be flushed immediately. First of all, never trust anything that has more than one way to describe it. You know, it's called the Inflation Reduction Act, which is funny since no one knows how it actually reduces inflation. That's like calling a hot fudge sundae the Brian Stelter Reduction Act. Even Doc Brown admits it's a ruse before he climbed back into his DeLorean.
I want to take a moment to say a few words about the so-called Inflation Reduction Act. And I say so-called, by the way, because according to the CBO and other economic organizations who have studied this bill, it will, in fact, have a minimal impact on inflation.
Yeah, which is tough for Bernie. He's going to have to wait on that shower chair he had his eye on. Yeah, they just come in and just put it right over the bathtub. But that's why this bill comes with so many names. It's the same way professional con artists have many aliases. It's designed to confuse you and hide the grift. Some call it the Inflation Act or the Healthcare Act. Then, of course, it's the Climate Act. Why not call it the Sex Act, since we're all getting screwed? Yeah. That's why I sit here, huh? It's the Kama Sutra for greedy bureaucrats. But the worst is this new IRS army of 87,000 agents to find tax cheats. The thing is, in order to find them, you have to cast a much wider net. People who work hard and make a lot of money are going to be like dolphins who accidentally get caught in fishermen's nets that were meant for sardines and salmon. The Washington Post calls it modernizing the tax collector, which is a gentle way of saying arming the government to go after more taxpayers to pay off their orgy of spending. It's a feedback loop. Spend more money, create more agents to get it, rinse and repeat till the end of time. So you got a choice when you're audited. You hire an accountant or a lawyer to help defend your case, or you just avoid the hassle and you pay up. And that's what they hope you do every time. It's stop and frisk for years on end for grandmas, but at least it's inclusive. You should be thanking them for their audit, and at least for using lube this time. Yeah, lube. The media calls it necessary, something they'd never say about the real police, right? They'd prefer to refund and arm the cops who go after you rather than violent criminals, which makes sense since they already believe half of us are domestic terrorists. And also, you know, white-collar criminals, they don't shoot back when they're arrested. The proponents claim that it will cover higher earners, but when they run out of those, as they always do, they just keep lowering the bar to include everyone else. You know, the IRS are like guys who head out to a bar on Saturday night with the intentions of picking up a 10. But by the time last call rolls around, they're staring at a 3 and thinking, she's got most of her teeth. And one good eye, that's close enough. It's called the Jim Norton rule. Fact is, you don't need 87,000 agents to go after the very few rich. There's only 538 people in Congress. And don't buy the lie. Yeah. And don't buy that these agency improvements are here to help. 4% of the $80 billion is going to taxpayer services, while 57% goes to enforcement. That's as level as a Gulf Stream carrying Chris Christie. It's a small plane. So what happens? Well, when you crack down on the rich, the returns diminish because they hire accountants and lawyers to fight it. It becomes a long war of agents and lawyers as resources disappear on both sides. So why do it? Well, it's to appear fair, right? Remember, in politics, perception and deception is everything. It's important to soak the rich, even if they aren't rich or already soaked by inflation. And it's on you for being scared. Roll it, Clarence.
Can you understand how 87,000 new IRS agents would scare the heck out of millions of Americans?
There's no reason to be fearful. And if you have paid your taxes and if you comply with our laws, you should want to make sure everyone else does that.
Ugh. Remember, show me the man and I'll show you the crime? Now it's show me the W-4 and I'll show you the fine. But hey, it's not like our government ever targets the people it hates, right? And yeah, if you're ever charged with a crime and you're innocent, why should you worry, right? It's not like people ever get wrongly convicted.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Huh? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Send your letters to me. So how does this help you? Well, first, there's crime, inflation. Your kids are in crappy schools. Gas prices are eating into your beer budget. Luckily, the government's working to make sure you have nothing, so then you have nothing to hide. Here's IRS agent Adam Markowitz justifying this new army. He says, quote, all of my GOP friends who are worried about these new IRS agents coming after the little guy, how about just don't cheat on tax returns? A fully truthful and accurate tax return is bulletproof. I never understood the fear of an IRS audit. Well, I like how it's just his imaginary GOP friends who fear this new IRS army. And he never understood the fear? Well, it's always tantamount of charging you with a crime, and it's up to you to clear yourself of the charge. That's what people fear, you schmuck. Bottom line, a person can actually go to jail if they just aren't that organized. Like Kat. But then this agent admits in a later tweet, I get that it's a headache to go through an audit. All right. So when you get finished being audited by the IRS, it's not your head that's aching, pal. You're at the wrong end of the horse. And he's an ass comparing the IRS to the feeling I get from ice cream. Then he adds, and I get that it's costly to go through an audit and nobody ever wins. Well, wait a second, jackass. You just said no one should fear an audit. Then you say exactly why they should fear it. It disrupts your life and nobody ever wins. I got a question for you. What are the property taxes in Fantasy Island where you live? But if you have an IQ higher than an artichoke, you must see that by now this country's heading towards a police state, where the police state they want your money now. And if you don't see that now, do me a favor and change the channel. I think Fallon is playing beer pong with Harry Connick Jr. right now. Let's welcome tonight's guests. Her broadcasting skills give her audience the chills. Host of the Sideline Sanity podcast, Michelle Tafoya. His magazine inspired a movement. It's why I keep it in the bathroom. Reason editor-at-large Nick Gillespie. He likes his women like he likes his coffee. Doesn't always have to be coffee. Comedian and co-host of the Jim Norton and Sam Roberts Show. Jim Norton on Sirius XM. And she's so light she can't fly a kite unsupervised. Fox News contributor Kat Tipp. Jim, as one American treasure to another American treasure, it's so good to see you.
And it's a delight to see you, Greg. Thank you so much.
Yes, I always feel so special when you're in my presence.
I feel the same way, and I think I speak for the entire audience when I say your ankles are driving me crazy.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I decided not to wear socks today.
I like it.
Yeah, I like to let the bites breathe. Anyway, are you frightened of the IRS? I think you should. I mean, how do you pay for those massage visits?
Well, what were the other options if that's what they settled on? Like, do we get 87,000 more agents, or condoms filled with itching powder, or monkeypox? I like the IRS. I mean, like, you ever been to a party and it sucks? And they go, what's wrong with this party? No IRS guys. They're great.
I'm still laughing about condoms filled with itching powder.
Like I wear them.
Oh, jeez. So how you doing there, Michelle?
I'm good. How are you?
I dig the leather.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. You look like trouble. What do you think about this bill? Why the thing that gets me angry is that how they just complicate things when they could just do a table of contents, tell us what's in it.
They never do. They never do. And they're celebrating all this spending, by the way. Dems are celebrating the spending. Why are we celebrating spending? I mean, I thought when we had this American Rescue Act, we were supposed to all be better off, and in fact, we're worse off. But here's the thing. If this does, in fact, very doubtful, reduce inflation. Then Schumer and his gang are going to take a victory lap and say, see what we did, even if it has nothing to do with this bill, right? If inflation goes up and taxes go up, as they invariably will, Schumer and company will point to something else.
Right.
And that's the beauty of having legislation that has so much crap built in. You don't know what's there. You don't know what to point to. Did you know the tax code is over 1 million words? That's equivalent to the entire Harry Potter series.
Oh, no.
I meant to say Harry Potter. Harry Potter series.
I prefer a Harry
They
Potter.
just gave him an idea.
My point, my point being that it would take forever to read this thing, right?
Yes.
No one's going to. We want to rely on other people to decipher it for us,
Exactly.
and we don't know who to trust.
No, it's true. I think they designed this thing so big that I don't even think the senators, no one reads
No.
it. Nobody reads it. Nick, you've been nice fringe, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
Kinda like a
represent
Harry Potter.
fringe,
Yeah, it's like a Harry
fringe
Potter.
philosophy. So,
How long have you had that jacket?
I woke up and it was on me this morning. I can't say 12, 14 hours.
Oh, you spent the night with Kudlow, huh?
You know?
You know what's great is he'll treat you like, but then you get a free jacket.
Sometimes, that
Just
makes
like
it all worthwhile.
Liberace.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nick, no matter what, you're always going to be disappointed in this process because you're a
You
libertarian.
mean the show or
Yeah.
the government?
The bill, you're against spending.
Yeah.
You will always be on the losing side because you're a libertarian.
That's true.
So how do you?
Well, in the long run, we win.
Okay.
Because we're dead, and you showed Jesus before. So
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to
Jesus was the first libertarian.
That's right. Yeah. He didn't really play with the government.
No, he did. He hated
Yeah,
the government.
that's right.
He hated
No.
the government. And he hung out with.
Small businessman.
He hung out with
yeah.
the prostitutes.
Do
That's-
unto others, yeah.
Yes.
He was totally on psychedelics most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, how else was he walking on water? He wasn't walking on water. He thought he was.
So, what's the worst part of this, the bill?
Well, right from the get-go, the idea that this is going to reduce inflation by spending massive amounts of money. Because one of the reasons we have inflation is because the government has jacked up spending so much so fast over a short period of time, plus a long period of time, plus the Fed. And, people are saying, okay, this is about reducing inflation, but what's really good about it is it's going to save the environment, or it's going to help it's going to help the IRS finally get back up to fighting strength after they were starving, during the 2010s.
They were underfunded.
Yeah.
Know that?
Yeah.
I had no idea they were underfunded.
It is, you mentioned this, but, the IRS, within recent memory, has a history of making politically motivated audits of nonprofits and things like that. The other thing I'll say about all the IRS stuff, there are 5 times as many audits of people making under 25 grand as there are on average, because most audits are correspondence audits. So it's like you get a phone call or you get letters. And it's poor people or low-income people who are getting the earned income tax credit, which is a policy to help the working poor. They get most of the contact with the IRS.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Why am I worried about it?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm joking. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's
but
crazy.
The laws never fall equally on the rich and the poor.
Yeah, well, thank God for that, right, Kat?
Oh, jeez.
By the way, same plans on the yacht later, right? You in the green room, you said you're happy they've doubled the size of the IRS army. I was surprised.
No, I would never say that. I think it's awful, and I hate all the people who are saying, if you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't worry about it. Everyone knows that's not true, because what's the scariest thing anyone can ever say to you? We need to talk, right? Yeah. That's the scariest thing. And it's a lot worse when it's coming from the IRS. Because they can send you to prison because, like as you said, you're disorganized, which is why, again, I'm so glad that I got married. Because, he handles all my administrative stuff now. So if I ever got audited, you know what I would do? Babe! That's it.
When you look at it that way, it's like when somebody says we need to talk.
Yeah.
You are not aware of what you did wrong.
Yeah.
You're never aware of what you did wrong.
No.
And that's the same thing with an audit.
Yes.
And it's also like if you get sued or deposed or anything like that, it's the same thing. You never know.
Greg, I'm always aware of what I did wrong. And this whole don't cheat on your taxes thing, I hate to break it to the government, but I cheat on my girlfriend. I'm cheating on you, too.
I hope they don't watch. For your sake and for mine.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.